Are you preparing for the FTCE Family and Consumer Science 6 through 12 exam? I'm here to help. My name is Sandra Matthews. I have a doctoral degree in education, and I'm a test prep expert with Study.com. In this video, I'll be providing a detailed overview of the competencies this exam measures, the test format, and how you can best prepare for the FTCE 052. You'll also find some helpful testing and prep tips so you're sure to do your very best. Ready? Time to jump in. In Florida, aspiring educators seeking licensure to teach a specific subject area must take and pass a corresponding FTC exam. Those intending to instruct middle and high school students in family and consumer science must take the FTCE 052 exam to demonstrate their content knowledge and skills. The exam covers 21 competencies. Knowledge of families represents 8% of the test, and knowledge of marriage makes up 4%. The knowledge of parenting, knowledge of preparation for parenthood, and knowledge of prenatal care, fetal development, and childbirth competencies are 6% each of the entire test. The knowledge of decision-making and problem-solving category accounts for 4% of the test, while knowledge of stress and crisis is 6% of the exam. Knowledge of personality development is 4% of the test, while 6% is dedicated to knowledge of social, emotional, physical, and intellectual development. The knowledge of clothing selection makes up 3% of the exam, while 5% is dedicated to the knowledge of clothing, textiles, and technology category. A total of 2% of the exam is represented by the knowledge of the American economic system competency. Knowledge of money and resource management is 4%, and knowledge of consumerism, 3% of the entire exam. Housing-related topics are addressed in 4% of the exam, 2% each for knowledge of factors affecting housing selection and knowledge of home design features. Nutrition and food topics are covered in the following 4 competencies. Knowledge of nutrition and wellness weighs in at 8% of the total test. Knowledge of meal planning and service, knowledge of principles of food selection, safety, and storage are 5% each. And knowledge of food preparation is 6% of the exam. Finally, the knowledge of the profession category is 5% of the whole test. The exam has about 80 multiple choice questions. You will have 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test. Aim for about 1 minute and 30 seconds per question, so you'll have time to review your answers. You'll be tested solely on content knowledge and not pedagogical methods. My first study tip is read each question carefully. Make sure you understand exactly what information the question is looking for. Tip 2, be aware of questions with the words least, except, and not that ask for the answer that least rather than best fits the question. Time to explore this exam's competencies. Note that you'll find more information about these competencies in our channel for videos. This channel also offers reviews of sample problems. The first competency, knowledge of families, is one of the largest questions that cover the family life cycle, family structures, and influences on familial relationships. Competencies focusing on the stages and characteristics of development from infancy to adolescence are knowledge of personality development and knowledge of social, emotional, physical, and intellectual development. You can expect to find questions addressing personality theories, gender development, and the development of relationships. Decision-making and problem-solving and stress and crises are competencies that cover topics in the decision-making process, conflict resolution, coping, and crisis and stress management. Knowledge of marriage represents questions about marital relationships and marriage customs and laws. Parenting preparation for parenthood and prenatal care, fetal development, and childbirth focus on family planning, parental responsibilities, and fetus development. The clothing selection competency covers the influences of culture and other factors on the way people choose their clothes and accessories, while the clothing, textiles, and technology competency digs into clothing materials, manufacturing standards, and labeling laws. Competencies addressing the American economic system, consumerism, and money and resource management cover production and distribution processes, consumer purchasing habits, consumer protection laws, budgeting, and financial services. Factors affecting housing selection and home design features contain questions regarding types of housing, mortgages, leases, housing costs, and renting versus buying. Other topics include energy conservation, furniture styles, and home repair and maintenance. Four closely related competencies cover nutrition and wellness, meal planning, and service principles of food selection and safety, and storage and food preparation. Expect to find questions relating to diet, exercise, nutritional needs, food choice, food labeling, sanitation, and meal etiquette. The last competency is knowledge of the profession. Questions explore knowledge of job opportunities in this field, professional organizations, vocational legislation, and ethics within the profession. Which brings me to how to prepare for the exam and another tip. Start with a diagnostic to identify strengths and weaknesses. You might already know a lot about human development stages, for instance, and don't need to spend a lot of time reviewing material you're already strong in. Taking a diagnostic on a site like study.com can pinpoint what you know and what you don't. Use the insights from the diagnostic to select what material you need to review and where you should practice. Study.com will create a personalized study plan for you. Here's my next tip. If you're using other materials, you may need to put your own study plan together. If you feel confident about a topic, do practice. If you notice you're missing a lot, go back and review a lesson. This brings me to my last tip. Practice, practice, practice. You'll get comfortable with the exam's material, the question format, and the timing, and go into the test day confident and prepared. I hope this video covered everything you were wondering about the FTCE Family and Consumer Science exam. Check out our deep dives on each competency and watch our practice problems walkthroughs to jumpstart your preparation. Also, check out our test prep course. There's a 92% pass rate for those who have completed this course. Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so you won't miss any new videos when they drop. If there are any specific tests or questions that you would like us to review, please let us know in the comments below and we'll get to them as soon as possible. Finally, once you've passed your Family and Consumer Science exam, please leave a note in the comments so we can celebrate your success. Good luck!